Killer whales are marine mammals. In the Antarctica, at least, 4 types of killer whales are known and found. At each region. Of the continent. And their areas differs in terms of what kind of prey they have chosen to settle. Here, I navigate you into this world of the magnificent animal, killer whales. The first type I will introduce is type A killer whales, which regularly seen at around the continental shelf of Antarctica. And they won't be found in deeper region. Near the South Pole. The type A killer whales feed on minke whales, and they know they can be preying on them effectively by knowing their own biologies and the behavior of nature applies to the species similar and belongs to the same taxa of the animal. They know what the pain it should be for the whales to be on target. Where the orcas cover up the blowhole of minke whales in order to prevent them from breathing out in the air, and at the same time another orcas will grab the whale near the ocean surface, avoiding it from diving to escape the predator. This severe attack, which is aimed on this medium-sized baleen whale, usually continues for hours at a time before the whale will completely get exhausted and lose its willing to fight back. And that's when the killer whales charges its head into the mouth of the minke whales and take to rip out the tongue from the mouth and enjoy that yummy and robust flesh with its family. So the killer whales know what will be a pain and what should be done to let these other cetaceans, knowing the same habit and the same biological feature they have, orca studies in order to take a fatal bite from its closely related cousins. in the family cetacean. Then here comes type B killer whales, which are known to have a distinctive feature in their eye patches for having a much larger eye patch than the orcas in other regions. And their white coloration is usually have turned to yellowish colors, pigmented by the yellow diatoms in the Antarctic. Type B killer whales have so far two groups can further be divided, and type B killer whales with a larger body. This group of killer whales are known to feed on seals, and well-known strategy for them is to aim on the seals resting above the ice, floating and gently sweeping on the surface. The killer whales will find a way for any situation that they can take the seals down into the water where the catch can easily be done. If they could encounter face to face with the prey. The orcas are known to flip the ice to an angle, and that makes the seals cannot help but sliding off the ice into the water, where the deadly bite will be executed. But the smarter way to get them out from the ice and dip all of them underwater. It's this tactics or technique which is invented by these type B killer whales. For this way of technique, they lined up side by side, approaching to the floating ice and they forcefully swam just beneath surface, making large wave that will get bigger before it reaches to the ice. And this wave that's been created will eventually take the seals slipped on to the water. And the game will be ended when the killer whales easily just reach on to the seals. Helplessly losing the safe space that's just lost on the ice. So, the second group of this type B killer whales have the smaller body size compared to the ones I have just introduced. These killer whales aim on penguins and they come they will grip the penguins. Normally, moves quietly. Not to detected by the penguins, to recognize the presence of the approaching predator. The killer whales are known to be aware of the noise that themselves would create, and they try to minimize the risk that's been noticed by its cautious and intelligent prey, and especially a mammal eating orcus becomes a real quiet and silently moves, almost like a sneaking. And they utter no vocals at the most of the time when they're foraging. And when they start to chase, that's only when the distance within the prey is small enough for them to make their attack for success. Then, the deepest part of the Antarctic holds a type C group of killer whales. They feed on fishes that's primarily found in this deeper zone of the Antarctic. When they prey on fishes, they know they have to support their required energy to be gained, and they need to catch as many fish as possible. So, the hunting must be guided. And should be made with such effectiveness. The killer whales sometimes amplify their continuous clicking of the sound, which they use to analyze the object that comes in front of them. They may use this sound with more amplified exertion and will hit the fish with this loud click. And the sound will hit the fish so powerfully that make them obviously stunned and kind of lose control. And will be able to do nothing but let the killer whales swallow or eat them. For other occasion, the killer whales hunt the herd, the fish, like herring, into a tightly danced ball. And those teamed up combination of the herding killer whales will eventually chase the herd into very close and squeezed in a position just below the surface. And suddenly, the killer whales use their tail to hit the ball of fish that will make the fish stunned. With multiple individuals be ready to eat in a single strike. So the killer whales need to find out a way to let them fill their stomach with costing less energy and less time, especially the number of prey needs to be hunted in this rigid and the limited time period. for they need to consume about 5% of their body weight in a single day, which means the adult male killer whale needs to take 400 herring in any given day. In no rain water. So depending on which prey they have chosen to aim on, the variety of tactics they have sold out and continuously improving its way. And it's passed through to the next generation. So what makes this possible? Why the killer whales can adapt to any parts of the world and so thoughtfully invent a way to effectively kill any type of prey they could have chosen. They use a sound. They live in family group and they talk a lot. And this way of communication is just like us. They maintain their strong bond within the family and keep in touch with each other, making sure where the other members are and noticing what each member of the family should done for playing any hunting technique they have shared. This bond makes the species killer whales, and without this dense and the close range communication they rely on, there will no more be killer whales. So you should know that they will lost its identity if taken apart from its family. When losing their teammates or family, they will lose their language. With it, you speak your beloved. They will lose behavior, which can only done completely with your family member that has been known with each other. Killer whale will lose the things what makes them killer whales if they became alone. So why would you go to the aquarium to see orcas when those orcas have already lost their species identity, and those creatures with the black and white coloration, so graceful in our eyes, it just seems so vividly, but little by little, gradually losing what makes the species so vital, powerful, beautiful, graceful in the wild. So would you not rather see them in the aquarium if you truly want to explore what kind of animals they are? And how they really live in this planet Earth. And have gained a position undoubtedly in any aspect. What they should be considered as the top predator in the ocean. So now I suggest you further with this sentence. So the killer whales are marine mammals living in aquatic environment. We are terrestrial. So why not we keep our identity as a land animal, and at the same time watching them living in the sea, respecting the nature or habitat of each other, but making a total appreciation and respect for them. You would not see them from the fish, from the ship that, well, disturb the vocal world of the orca family underwater by the motor it can become so noisy underwater. So I will not leave the land when I have to watch orcas. I focus on their message of living with a family and keep improving for their survival. That appears to be revised, improved, and sophisticated over time by passing to the next generation from the another. Killer whales must change, and they keep on doing it, just as we need to face each of our society to make the world a better place. We are catching up, and so do the orcas. to let you notice this. I will never leave a land. The killer whales need their families. If they wanted, keep their species identity. You could carry on, go out there in any sea. The killer whales have chosen to settle on and having a regular meal or a type of prey. They have chosen to be relying on at any place. Feel this giant and magnificent force by their appearance of largest animal in the dolphin family. But at the same time, you must see the gentleness and the warm touch they are often showing to their families. So these two might seem as unfamiliar characteristics, but these two different sides they have is what makes this species so interesting and astonishingly amazing and beautiful. So that's it for today. A killer whale needs a family, and I will end with that. And one more thing is that you should see them in the wild, not on the ship, but from the land. Keep your identity tight, just as keep themselves as the truly beautiful aquatic animal. Go Miss Lee, my love, and Miss Lee, my love, and Miss Lee, my love, and the Joels, complete my love, and complete my love, and complete my love, and tonight, here I am, it's mind blowing, here I am, it's my actual formula, Orca, Orcinus, yeah, Orca, I throw my logic to anybody, killers, I throw my logic to one it, I am the beast, you can talk, I am the beast, and Orca walks with a chat, Orcas come with the lightning, bright and meet you now, forget the science, my love with Orcas back, my name is Orca, eat it up, my name is Orca, see my face here in heaven, then I raise it, you are my main victory, clever minds, forever drives, clever minds, may I dance, rap for the gym, rap for the gym, rap for the gym, trying to scratch your orc, I'm the vocal, rap like killers, rap like orcas, by me, language, you should be here to watch me, I love you, naked killers come, the wilderness covers me, you know, I draw a picture of orcas, I draw, yeah, I draw pictures of orcas. I'm drawing only the orca paint. For yeah, you catch up at orcas with my drawing. Why don't you all the pictures of killers for just your killers? I just catch it one bigger. You must want me. You drawing killers. You must want me. You must want me. I'm out of hell to draw orcas. Now draw orcas. Now draw orcas. Teach me. May I draw you killers? And when this night got a reason to see my drawing of orcas got a reason. Now I wanna draw you killer well. Sweet, I've gotta get a real thing. I draw killers now, I draw killers now, I draw again. Having them on the orca time, I draw them on the orca time. How? I draw orcas, listen up, here's some stories to tell. Here's some stories to tell, it's bouncing when I go draw orca. You will be blown by my happy style. Let draw more orcas, killer wells, a little love. Little love. Little love. Gives me little love, so I draw orca. See my drawing, see my picture, see my drawing orca. The dice, but it's just begging me to draw. Not an orca, not a picture, not an orca's picture. Love, goddamn lovely killer whales. My place is here when as an orca to draw.